So Mega Evolution's release is seemingly going to be an absolute disaster. We are already seeing signs of that, and there's a lot of information that has recently been floating around, which I'm going to put all into this video to explain why Mega Evolution is going to be extremely expensive, and it's going to be a seemingly horrible release for those that want to get their hands on this. Now, I have previously stated that I was not going to pay, anywhere close to 250 for this booster box. I still stand by that. But there are some people out there that maybe from hearing this news, the stuff I'm going to say in this video, maybe you'll change your mind on your price point. For me, I'm completely fine missing out on the set, to be honest. But there are some things to note about that. Maybe if you can find this in the low 200s, maybe it's not the worst idea to pick some up. But for me, my mind still has not changed. I am completely fine missing the set. But Mega Evolution, the first thing we're going to see here and talk about the most obvious thing is look at the price point, guys. This right now is $300 a booster box. And there is a difference with booster boxes now because apparently now there's enhanced and regular booster boxes, which I'm going to get to that. But just looking at the enhanced box, which is the box that's been listed this entire time, it has now hit $300. Guys, I say this every single time I talk about Mega Evolution. This is a base set. Now, as a base set, is this better than pretty much all the other base sets we've recently gotten? 100%. And it does have, Bulbasaur as the enhanced box topper. So this is the best base set, but it is still a base set. And it's $300, guys. This is actually seemingly possibly going to release being more expensive than Destined Rivals, which is absolutely crazy to even say, but it seems like that may be the case. And not only is there like Mega Evolution hype and why this is $300, there are some other factors of why this is happening, which I want to talk about in this video. But the biggest thing I want to first point out is the price point, $300, guys. It's not like this just got released on TCG Player and prices were extremely high. Like, for example, when this first got released, it was $350. Like, okay, everyone knows that at that point it's ridiculous, but this has now been released for a few weeks now, and a lot of people have been able to list their boxes, and the fact this has gone up to $300 from where it was at $230 is crazy, and it does show the strength with this set. But like I said, I want to explain some more things that's been going on with Mega Evolution, some news that maybe you've been hearing about, but I want to put in this video to sort of explain why this is happening. So the first thing I just want to talk about is the difference with booster boxes, because this is basically exactly like, Journey Together, but it's a little bit different. So for Journey Together, if you didn't know, there was an enhanced box, which was the main box that was released. Stores got enhanced boxes, and just the majority of boxes, booster boxes, were enhanced. But there were some regular booster boxes in Journey Together, but those were in pre-release kits. And I think the UK got them in some other European countries, but in the US, the only way you could get non-enhanced boxes was through pre-release kits. So there were significantly less of the regular non-enhanced booster boxes, but there were two different booster boxes, and that's seemingly the same here. There is an enhanced booster box, which seemingly was going to be the booster box and the only one that we're going to release, but we recently got some news and confirmation that there was going to be a normal one as well. But there's a lot of confusion with how many enhanced boxes, how many regular non-enhanced boxes they're actually going to make. Nobody really knows from what I've been hearing. So right now, if you want to go buy a non-enhanced box, which at this point, who knows what you're really going to get, because apparently nobody knows, you're actually saving a bit of money. They're $270, but there's a lot less sales volume and a lot less listings. So you're saving money if you buy the non-enhanced version, but it is worth noting there are two versions. But this time around, I believe the booster box, the non-enhanced ones, are not just in pre-release kits. I think they're also just printing them. So I think they could be separate. So that is something to note, but nobody really knows what is going on with the enhanced or the non-enhanced Mega Evolution booster box. Will the enhanced one be more expensive? Will the non-enhanced one be more expensive? Obviously, nobody knows. It's all up to guessing. So if you have the chance to buy both, and they're maybe around the same price point, then that could be a potential buy, because it's pretty much gambling at this point which one is going to perform better. But seemingly, the prints of the regular booster box for Mega Evolution is different than Journey Together, as I think they are being reprinted they are being printed not only in pre-release kits, but I think also case form. So that is worth noting. It is going to be a bit different, but nobody really knows which one's going to be printed more, because that will definitely take into effect the prices of the products, whether the enhanced one or the non-enhanced one is worth more. But it is also worth noting this enhanced box, the Mega Evolution one, does have a Bulbasaur promo stamped card. So let's say, in a scenario, they're equally as printed, right? The enhanced feature one and the non-enhanced feature one. I believe the enhanced one, if it's printed the exact same as the non-enhanced one, I do believe the enhanced one may actually be more expensive, because the Bulbasaur promo, I think, is going to add some good value to the booster box. But if the non-enhanced one is printed more, it could be the other way. We'll have to see what happens, because at that point, it's going to be more of a collector's thing, because who wouldn't want to have an extra, promo to their booster box if they're going to open up, the booster box. So I think it's really going to depend on the prints on each product. It could really go both ways. And honestly, this enhanced feature is very new. The first box was Journey Together, so we don't have much data on what will happen. Whether, the enhanced box is printed less or more than the non-enhanced one, what kind of happens over the long run, we don't know. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, other than the enhanced and regular booster box, is these printing waves or release waves are a little bit weird. So apparently, stores or card stores are reporting that we are going to be getting they're going to be getting less booster boxes or product on release. Apparently, they're, I guess, giving a percentage on the first wave, and then there's going to be a second wave. Meaning, on release, there's actually going to be less product out on the market than there were previously. But I also heard they were getting more in total. So it's a little bit weird why they're doing this. Delays and stuff, probably why the reason is. Who knows why there's delays. But apparently that's happening. So you take into account, there's a lot of confusion going on right now. The enhanced boxes, non-enhanced ones, which ones are stores getting, who knows how many are being printed of each, nobody knows. And also, now there's this sort of, staggered release. It's not all at once they get their product. There's going to be a smaller amount on release. Prices are probably going to get pretty insane. And honestly, you could have bought these for $230. Still, I didn't think that was a good idea. And I still think if you're trying to buy these and you're having to pay even $250 to $300, I still think it's pretty expensive. But at this point, with how much just confusion and seemingly just everything in this market right now, buying, if you can, like I said, if you can buy them at $250 or under, it might not be the worst thing ever. But for me, I've said it before, I still am not super bullish on base sets. I've never bought a base booster box of any era. I am fine skipping on a base booster box, especially knowing what the next set is coming after this one. I don't really care to buy this one, but it is going to be interesting to see what happens with prices and all those sorts of things, because a base booster box, guys, at $300 is ridiculous. And yeah, I did not expect it to be like this, but it is. I was even surprised that it started going up from $230 to the mid 200s, and looking at the sales volume, hundreds of boxes selling for a base set, I'm like, okay, there's something going on here. But now with all this news of everything going on, it seems like prices in this release is going to be absolutely crazy. And yeah, I don't know what to say to you guys. I don't know what at this point is a great investing price point. But, like I said, if you buy them in the low to mid 200s, picking up a few may not be the worst idea. But for me, I am fine skipping out. I'm probably going to just save for Phantasmal Flames, to be honest. But that's just my take. But if you can find them in the low 200s, it might be very possible you may be able to probably profit a month after release of this set if it is very popular. But pull rates, all those sorts of things are also going to matter, which is, what I've talked about before. The base sets, usually pull rates are a bit easier, but we'll have to see what happens. There's a new rarity, and yeah, there's a lot of hype. So Mega Evolution is going to be seemingly a very strong release. Now, if you want to go on eBay, you actually can buy these for a lot cheaper, guys. I don't know if they're going to be available when you watch this video, but you can actually save about $50 per booster box on eBay if you buy, and these are trusted sellers. There's some other ones selling them for also under market price, or yeah, at this point, market price is like $290, $300. Right now, the seller bought from them before, very reputable. They have 13 available for $255. I think by the time you guys watch this video, it's probably going to be gone. Pete Football has 3 available. By the time you watch this, it's probably going to be gone unless they list more. But you can find them cheaper on eBay, so I would highly recommend, if you guys do want to invest into Mega Evolution at $250, $300, they are cheaper on eBay than TCG Player, at least as of recording this. So that's something to know. Now, I did want to show you guys this. Like I said, Journey Together is the first set that had enhanced features to the booster box. But it is worth noting, Journey Together, obviously, you could argue that it is less of a strong set than Mega Evolution, which I don't think is a crazy argument. But Mega Evolution is a base set. But other than that, Journey Together, like I said, the enhanced feature was printed way more than the regular one because the regular one was only in pre-release kits, at least in the US, but there is not actually that much of a premium. You look right now, Journey Together enhanced booster boxes, they're going for $225. Regular booster boxes are going for $250. So it's only a $25 a difference, which is about a 10%, I guess you could say, premium on the regular non-enhanced feature, but these were significantly less printed than the enhanced feature. So it is going to be hard to really guess, okay, even if Mega Evolution, for example, let's say the non-enhanced feature is printed significantly less than the enhanced feature, in the long run, is it still going to be worth buying this, even though it's scarce, but do people maybe want to buy the enhanced box more than the regular one? Because people that want to open up the box, right? I think they'd rather get the enhanced feature, especially if it's printed more, there's more product. Pretty sure people would probably go for the enhanced feature more than these. These are obviously, like I said, are going to be more of a collector's item because there's less out there scarcity, right? But it is worth noting, Journey Together shows signs, at least in recent history, there isn't that much of a premium for the non-enhanced feature, even though they were printed significantly less. So for Mega Evolution, does that mean if they're printed a lot more the non-enhanced boxes than Journeys Together, maybe it might just still be worth buying the enhanced box? But it's really hard to say because we don't have any long-term data on the enhanced box versus the regular box for a set. So it's a guessing game at this point. What you guys want to do personally with me, if you had to ask Vapor yourself, if you were to buy Mega Evolution, they're the same price, a enhanced feature box versus a regular booster box, which one would you pick? Honestly, like I said, it's going to be hard to say, and this is just me guessing. I would pick the one with the box topper because I truly believe long term, right, the box topper, is going to be a sought after thing. That's just me. I think having that extra thing, it's not a widespread, feature. The enhanced features only on now 2 sets. I think the box topper is going to have a lot of value in the long term. Regardless, in the short term, maybe the non-enhanced one is more scarce. I think the enhanced feature in the long term is going to be better, but that's just my take. I could be completely wrong, but that's how I see it. So that's all I want to talk about here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Mega Evolution at $300 is absolutely ridiculous, but this release is seemingly more hyped up than Destined Rivals, which is crazy to say because that set was, hyped up for a whole year. But yeah, Mega Evolution is, gonna maybe explode here because we also have, the game coming out, Legends ZA, and the summer is ending. Guys, I don't know when this market's gonna end. It just seems to get crazier by the day. But that's all I want to say here. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.